Happy Labor Day to you. This is Jay Randy here. It's Monday morning, and I would like to say a big thank you to every one of you guys. Welcome to the independent supporter of Mr. Alexander Cummings with me, Jay Randy. And I would like to say happy Labor Day to you and your family. Sit back and relax. We got a long day to go here today, a very long day to go. Yesterday, Mr. Amara Kone entered the country. And for many people who don't know who Mr. Amara is, we would like to touch briefly on him before we go into our actual programs. So please share the video. Don't be a stranger here. Share the video. Again, this is J. Randy here, and welcome to the show. So let me just do one or two things here. We got a few things to do before I come on live because I'm in the middle of doing one or two things, and then right after that, I will be coming on live. All right. But for now, I'm just trying to run a test here and see what's going on here. So let me see here. Let me see quickly here what's going on here. I should be able to hear. Mr. Amara Ace. All right. So I'm very live. I can hear myself. I am very, very live. So this is J. Randy here. And thank you. But in the meantime, let's get rid of this screen here and take ourselves back. Today's topic, we are going to be looking at Mr. George Weah taking on Mr. Cummings, that letter. But in the meantime, as you wait for me, all right, wait for me. I'm going to do one or two things. But I have something here to remind you, all right? I have something here to remind you. So there we go with this. So you're going to listen to this. And then once I'm done with what I'm doing, I will come and start the live broadcast. And you don't want to miss this, all right? So watch this for now.
And I would like you guys to be part of this suggestion because it's going to be kept into the technology history so that whatever I'm going to say, whether it come to fruition or it done, you guys will know that I once said it and you will be on record to prove whether I was right or wrong. So let me do something quickly here to the last group here and then be able to start the whole thing, the ball rolling here. Okay, so I think I'm good to go. So again, I would like to thank everyone who have joined so far. My coming here is something special today. Usually it would be Tunis and myself on the CDC Our USA show. But today I decided to come solo because I have a personal message for President-elect Senator George Weah, not as a citizen, but this time around as a professional. Let me thank all citizens and all meaningful Liberians for supporting our peace process in our country. It shows to the world that we are making progress in the direction of becoming one of the successful democratic republic on the continent and in the world. And when I saw what Mr. Borga did yesterday, I was very amazed. Tears came down my eyes because that was almost like in the United States where the loser will send a concede message to the winner. Having said that, guys, I want to also thank all the citizens for standing very strong behind Ambassador Weah, now President-elect Weah, for the past 12 years. I mean, you guys are proving to be very strong in everything that you plan to do. And looking at Senator President-elect Senator George Weah to lead us in the direction we want to be. But here's what I have to say. I know you guys want to join me, but please just give me 10 to 15 minutes. I would like to say a few things so that we can have this conversation, please, because it's very important. I want you to get this point so that we can have this conversation. It's very, very important. So please just give me 10 to 15 minutes. Now, here is what I want to say to President-elect George Weah. Our people of Liberia overwhelmingly elected you as president. Now you are president-elect. Based on that, they have invested their interest in you, and they look forward to you leading them to some sort of good life. Is it going to be quick? Absolutely not. Here what it's going to take. It's going to take your platform with your vision and your goals to achieve whatever you want for the people of Liberia. That said, President-elect, you are not president for Madam Salif. You are not president for the coalition. You are not president for me, Randy. You are not president for Dave Kaye on here. You are not president for my brother Armstrong. You are not president for Saib Bangura. You are president of the Republic of Liberia, in which everyone that I named so far are part of that country. You now represent everyone within our country. What I think you need to start to look at first is the issue of reconciling the country. That should be the first step, and that should be done simultaneously. Second issue here is when it comes to how you place people in government. This is where my 4 suggestions are going to start. Suggestion number 1. I have 4 suggestions. So guys, I want you guys to listen to that. I have 4 suggestions. Suggestion number 1. I saw a lot of folks who came from other political parties to join you in our effort. I appreciate that. That's what I call partnership. A partnership with you in order to have you elected. Kudos to them. But the people of Liberia, in and outside the country, know the work ethics, know the scorecards of Mr. Eric Stader, Mr. Weston Finley, Mr. Glenway McIntosh, Mr. Winston Toppet, Mr. Professor Suni. The people of Liberia know their scorecards. So suggestion number 1, I would suggest to you that those gentlemen I just named, they should be on your advisory board. They should serve as an advisor to you. The reason they should be in our role is because the people of Liberia have seen what they have done. They have what I would describe as their scorecard. They know their capabilities. So suggestion number 1 is to put those guys on your advisory board. Suggestion number 2, when it comes to your cabinet and your directors, I want you to have that open vision, because right now there are a lot of people who have surrounded themselves around you, preventing other people from getting closer to you. That is not healthy. What is healthy is for you to have that portal between Liberian in the diaspora and local Liberian, because that will give you the opportunity to flex your understanding of how things should be done. Because why? Almost everyone in Liberia, you Ambassador Weah, know what their work ethics are, what are their performances. You know it all. Nevertheless, you can still bring them on board. That said, when it comes to your recruitment process, I want you and your team, your transitional team, to be able to bring in and vet the best. Suggestion A on suggestion 2. Whoever you're going to select as your minister for any ministry, let that person doing your interaction with them or your team be able to come up with a 3 years vision plan for that ministry. 3-year vision plan for that ministry. The reason for doing that is to effect changes. That also goes to your directors. Whoever you're going to appoint as your director should also be able to come up with a 3-year plan to effect that agency performance. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because I'm an analyst. President Johnson's study became a massive failure, which caused Boca to lose this election because he had no record that Eddie Johnson study was able to establish for the past 12 years, and it failed. And the reason for that is people handpicked people, whether it was in Liberia, whether it was abroad, and took them to President Johnson's study. And all she did was to take them and put them in position without even asking them for their credentials. Now, still speaking about that credential, Mr. Eugene Fagon, if you don't know Randy, you're going to know me. I admire everything you did to Mr. Boyka. I'm a citizen, you are a citizen. Having mentioned what I think Ambassador Weah should do for whoever he's going to put in the cabinet position or in the director position, whoever will be chosen for every ministry, Mr. Fagon, you and I have to make sure that we present that person education, we present that person work experience to show to the Liberian people that that person is indeed was vetted and we have seen what that person is made of. If you cannot do it, I will do it. Because you know why? The failure in the past has been government officials from the president have failed to vet people. They only took people who they had close association with and they put them in position. That is why you saw President Salif just keep reshuffling, because she didn't have that vision to determine what she really wanted to get out of her platform. Ambassador Weah has used his platform to tell the people of Liberia that he will bring about change. So as member of the CDC team, before we take the cow to the waterside, I want to make sure that it's a healthy cow. What do I mean by that? Before President-elect George Weah take office, I want to make sure that I be on record to tell him what I'm telling you now. Because I predicted that Mr. Trump was going to win this election because Hillary Clinton baggage she had. He did win the election. I predicted in March that Ambassador Weah was going to win this election because Ellen Johnson said he had failed to execute what she should have done. Now I'm saying to Mr. Weah, what I just said, you must be able to listen to me and be able to at least process what I'm telling you so that you can become successful. Now, that said, when it comes to check and balance in the system, you represent the people. You do not represent the national legislature. You do not represent President Salif. You do not represent the Supreme Court. You represent the people of Liberia. That said, I want you in your term of office to have your press call at least 3 days in a week, to have them invite the press team to sit and listen to your press secretary, giving them an update on what you are doing to meet the needs of our people. The reason for doing that is to create check and balance in the system. I'm not saying you should do it the way Trump is doing it here. I'm saying as president, you came with a vision. That vision was in your platform. We discussed that platform here for you. Now we want to see the effect that it's going to have. It is one thing to have the plan. It is another thing to brief the strategy and ideas into that plan. And that is what I'm trying to present to you here. So I would like to see, on a weekly basis, you have an update. And that update is your obligation to the people of Liberia. Again, you are not president for president. You are not president for Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. You are not president for Gregory McIntosh. You are not president for Professor Tappe. You are not president for Bwesonga Finley. You are not president for Mr. Suning. Also, I want you to also maintain institutional knowledge people. That is from the assistant director down to the janitor in every ministry, in every agency. That's what we call institutional knowledge. These people understand how the agency works. They understand how the ministry works. Those are the institutional knowledge of people. Those are the people you have to maintain. Now, when it comes to performance, I will also want you to have a council that will monitor all the performances of your ministers, your directors. The reason for doing that is to determine whether your goal is being achieved. Because when it comes the following year for you to give your State of the Nation address, each ministry should be able to outline to you what they have achieved from that goal they gave you, what are the challenges, and how are they going to solve this problem. During your inaugural speech also, Mr. President-elect, I don't want you to say, I promise to do this. No. So many leaders have promised and they have not been able to deliver. I want you to talk about solutions as to how you're going to find ways to improve the living standard of our people. Be able to say that in your speech. Do not say, I'm going to promise you, I'm going to promise you, because history has shown that a lot of promises having been realized because people promise, but they don't plan before they promise. So please, I'm saying this because I was on my show with Tunis. We defended you, and this is the time now that I got to provide this constructive suggestion and warning to you. Failure to follow this instruction, Mr. President, you're going to go right back into the sea swan.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to you guys. Good morning to you guys. This is J. Randy here. It's Monday, and we are celebrating our Labor Day here for the year 2022. And I would like to say thank you for taking all your time to come and join me here this afternoon, this morning, your time. Please feel free to express yourself and don't be provocative. Don't use a lot of profanity here. Thank you for watching that little video there. That was me back in 2017, right after Mr. Weah got elected. It was my advice I was giving to Mr. Weah. And today, you know the reality here. The reason I tend to go back in time is for you to get to know who you're dealing with actually here. I am an individual just like you, but the principle and the ethics that I stand for, it is very, very difficult for many people to live up to that. So I want you to know me for who I am and not for what you think I can do for you. And that is one of the reasons why I usually come up with these different videos. Because what I'm saying today to Mr. Cummings and the ANC folks, 6 years from now, by God's grace, if we have long left, which I believe we will have, and even beyond that, what I'm saying here today in 2022 will be a reflection of what Mr. Cummings will be doing in his term of office. So I want you to know me as someone who says something and really mean what I say. I'm not perfect, but I try to do the best I can because you listen to everything I said about Mr. Weah over there. All right. And today the reality is being put before you that he's not living up to the standard. That just me. And that's one of the reasons why I want you to know who am I. I'm not just somebody on Facebook who just want to come here and just want to be gain popularity and stuff like that. No, that's not my style. And I believe that I learned something to effect changes in life. And if I don't see the progress, I have to speak about it because Mr. Cummings always said past performance will predict futures performance as well, which is something that really makes sense. So I want you to also understand that the way I conducted myself last time, 5 years ago, 7 years ago, when you see me doing things today, it is not a new thing that I'm doing. It is part of my assessment as to how I should be able to govern myself in what I am doing or what I'm trying to do here today. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for taking the opportunity out here. We are the independent supporter of Mr. Cummings. Our independence is now bounding to be with Mr. Cummings forever. We only believe in our motto, and our motto is equality for all Liberians. We are trying to launch the independent supporters organization here to give Liberia a sense of independence based on what will be the best things that any politician will do for them. I just watched a clip a few minutes ago. Somebody shared with me here, folks. This guy came into the community and he's now been he's giving back arrests. And these people are coming out and so happy about back arrests. And when you can go to any African store in this country, when you can go anywhere and purchase back arrests. But our people have been so conditioned that even a back arrest is like a relief to prosperity. Even a back arrest. And these are things we need to fight against because these are things that have become systematically, fundamentally part of our way we determine our future and the future of our children. And that's why today, when you look at the country today, the older we get, the less impressive and the less progress we continue to make as a country and people. And do you think it's going to change? No, it's not going to change because it has become a norm in our life and in our way of politics that a guy can sit anywhere in the world outside of Liberia. When he acquire a little money for himself and he know how cheap Becquerel is and he know how desperate our people are, he jump on a plane and get to Liberia. The first thing he do, he reaches out to his store that sell rice and buys certain number of Becquerels and carry it to his particular community. And then the people are all there. Yeah, thank you. This is how we have been living since 1847 up to present, folks. And we cannot keep living like that because from generation to generation, we are not measuring our progress. And that is why on the social media and on the social platform, the independent supporter of Mr. Cummings is a new idea, is a new frontier that we want to help our fellow Liberians, both domestically and in the diaspora that we need to take a new direction as to how we look at things from a political standpoint. Because if you measure what we have wasted, then what we have gained, we have wasted a lot because our people had never been informed. They had never been given the tools to understand. And it's not going to take 1 year or 2 years. The current generation today is already damaged. I won't lie to you guys. The current generation today is damaged. What we are fighting for here now is the future of the country. The child that is between 5 to 10 years old, that's the future we're fighting for. But majority of the 15-year-old and above, their future is already damaged. They are part of that system where they appreciate a better rest or a library being built in a community. Because what the damage has been done starting with early, and we are is just follow worsening things as it is. But we cannot give up on such a bad data. We need to make sure that we stop the bleed. We need to make sure that we put ourselves into a damage limitation mode. And that is what we are doing here today. No society will go free of problems or challenges. Liberia is going through it right now. I know there are different platforms that many Liberians find pleasure on. And the reason they find pleasure on the different platforms is because they don't live in this country. They are just like you and myself. They sit in other countries and enjoy the best. But if that dream could come to reality, which I believe will never come to reality anytime soon, and that dream is if we were to ask all Liberians to leave wherever they are and go back to Liberia with their children, that dream will come to reality. Because if every Liberian on the face of the planet is sent back home with their children, they will make that country to be a better country. Because number one, their children will be living there. They want the best for their children. Two, they themselves will be living there. They want the best in terms of job, health, and what have you. But these are conditions that will never happen to all Liberians. And that's why the idea of listening to people with better idea, it become a matter of selection. Remember about social engineering? I will identify myself with somebody that I know because I don't live in that person's neighborhood. But I am a friend of that person. But we cannot give up on the negative implication. We have to fight. Because one of these days, when we get old and get tired living somewhere, we will want to return home. But whatever we support today, we will bear the fruit or we get to pick the fruit of what we're supporting today. And that is why we are here to present to you another edition of the independent supporter of Mr. Alexander Cummings with me, J. Randy. Now, this guy they call Mr. Amaral Conan. Amaral Conan returned to Liberia after he left Liberia in 2000 and I believe 18 or 19. Came to America here. Let me tell you what Ellen Johnson said he did for Amaral Conan. In fact, let's roll the tape all the way back. Let's roll the tape back because I want you, you see, if you are 12 years old when Ellen left office, Amaral Conan being away from the country for 5 years, or let's say 6 years, you probably will be what, 18 years old now, right? So you want to vote. If you are 12 years old and Amaral Conan left that country 6 years ago, you are 18 years old. How well do you know Amaral Conan? For many of you that were 12 years old when Amaral Conan left, you don't even know who he was. Probably you heard about his name. But on the platform, all it takes is for you to bring a politician out or a former government official, and we will give you the information of that politician. Guys, we got our cash app out here. It's J. Randy. I don't know whether my sister is here today. You Montreal, are you here today? So let me put in the cash app here. We need your help. $5, $10 will help because we got a mission here to accomplish here. Tomorrow we'll be on air. All right. So let me put something here for you guys here. Right. So let me tap the cash app here for you guys here so that you guys can get to see it. That is the cash app here. The independent supporter of Mr. Cummings, we are not a rich organization. We are not forcing you to give up $1,000. We're only asking for $600. That's all we're asking for. That's all we're asking for, just $600, and that's it. There's nothing much we're asking for here. We are not here to tell you, say, our cell phone got missing and we need one. No. We clearly understand that everyone is working hard for their money, wherever you are, and when a $5 from you, $10 from you, whatever cash out we accept as the minimum, we will take it because we believe that in collective contribution we can achieve what we want. So we're not here to gather anything. People have walked up to me and say, Randy, we need to establish something here. But what I want you to understand here is anyone who leave this country, including the job, we have people in the government, we will expose them. You know what? Liberians don't like to hear the truth. Many Liberians do not like to hear the truth. But that will not stop me from telling the truth. Even people in the agency themselves, they don't like to hear the truth. But we stand behind the truth because our responsibility and our accountability to Liberia and the democracy is to say or speak the truth, is to ask questions. Because the ultimate controller of our democracy are the people who will go to the ballot box to vote. They are the people that I am very much concerned about because they are out there, they got no connection. They wouldn't go to every ballot box during an election to vote for a candidate that will give them that hope. But we are not giving them that hope over a long period of time. So from the way we look at George Weah, it's the same way we're going to look at Mr. Cummings and any other politician or former government official. So I'm just going to post the cash app here. It's up to you guys, and to give up whatever you can, $5, $10. We'll take that. Oh, I think I made an error on that. Yeah, it should have been J Randy here. Yeah, I think I made an error. Let me see what I can. Let me see what I can edit that, or if not, I will just have to remove it. Yeah, I think I'll have to remove it from there. Yes, I can remove it. So let me remove it from there. Let me delete that. Just bear with me here. Let me delete that because I don't want to give out no misinformation here. So let me delete that right now. I think I deleted that already. So that's the wrong one there. Let's take that one out of there. All right, let's take that one out of there. That's the wrong one. So put the usual in time, but I don't want to go in no timer. So let me just tap it in here for you guys again, and then from there we'll come to who Amara Conan is. All right. So I want you to know a little bit about Amara Conan, and then from there, uh, when you see Amara Conan after the show going forward talking, you will know exactly who he is. All right, because I'm going to give you a very good rundown of who Amara Conan is. Trust me, if it comes to J Randy, you got your real guy, your free of charge information for you. All we want you to understand here is the government official, what they did in the past, who they are, and why are they coming back. That is the goal here. All right. So we will do that. So I think this is the red ad here for that money. Yes. Okay. That's it right there. So we'll just pin it here for now. All right. We'll pin it here for now. That is the cash app over there. We pin it over there for you guys for now. All right. So that's why it is over there. Yes. So that's it over there, folks. That's it right over there. So we'll move that, and because we don't want no distraction here, so we're going to move that from over there. All right. So now let's come to what we are all here for today. All right. It's Labor Day. I don't want to take up much of your time. All right. I do not want to take much of your time because I know you have other obligation to attend to today. So let me just do one or two things here quickly here. I'm going to put my cell phone right here. So let me blow this thing up now so that we can have the discussion here. So who is Amara Conan? You guys have seen Amara Conan. Who is Mr. Conan? First of all, let me bring Mr. Conan up here for you guys to see here. So let's bring Mr. Conan up here. All right. Let's listen to Mr. Conan, and then we'll start to discuss Mr. Conan here a little bit here, right? All right. So let's listen to Mr. Conan yesterday when he arrived. All right. Let's listen to him here.
Former Minister of Finance and Development Planning, Republic of Liberia.
In Buffalo or Maserati County.
All right. So this is Mr. Amara Conan here. All right. So this is Mr. Amara Conan here. So who is Mr. Amara Conan? All right. For those of you that don't know who Mr. Amara Conan is, he's a Liberian just like yourself. He migrated from Liberia during the war and came to Philadelphia. He went to Drexel University, a university that was next to mine, and obtained an RT degree. Yes, he obtained an RT degree, information technology degree. And then he started working for this left insurance company, called Vanguard. He worked there as a data entry and a clerk right after he got out of Drexel University. Just around that time, Ellen Johnson said he was in the process of running for election. After Ellen Johnson said he got elected, Mr. Amara Conner went through somebody who knew him. You got to know somebody and somebody got to know you. So Mr. Amara Conner left the United States and went and started working as an IT individual for Ellen Johnson Sirleaf at the executive mansion. At that time, Ellen was at the executive mansion. Every damn thing I'm telling you here, share the information with Amara Conner right now. Share with him right now. Remember, he went to Drexel University. Drexel University is one of the Catholic university in Philadelphia. That's where he went to school at. When he graduated there, he went and started to work at Vanguard. Vanguard is still here. Vanguard is a financial institution that provides 401k, life insurance, and what have you. All right. So he started working for them, and then around that time he left and went to Liberia. When he got to Liberia, he started working as an IT individual. Yes, he was working as an IT individual. All right. He started working as an IT individual within the office of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Around that time, Dr. Anthony Sayer was still the finance minister. After Dr. Anthony Sayer found out that Ellen was not up to no good, she retired. She left and came back to the United States. Augustine Gaffron is a very fine guy, but it's just that he got some skill that he need to peel off his skin. So Augustine Gaffron worked within our finance ministry. He's someone that I see as an institutional, knowledgeable person. So long story short, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf moved Amara Conner from the RT position and sent Amara Conner to be at the Ministry of Planning and Economic Affairs. Because Ellen Johnson Sirleaf wanted to manage the country economy now. So after Dr. Sayer left, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf fell free. Because remember, I told you guys that the Ministry of Planning and Economic Affairs used to manage the day-to-day activities of the ministry, all the ministry performance. And any contract that came out from partners around the world, the Ministry of Finance was very much engaged because that was the standard that Togo set at that time. Duo followed it, Taylor followed it, and all the other leaders followed that format because it put Liberia in a very, very successful situation. So when Ellen came to power, after Anthony Sayer left the position, Ellen sent Amara Conner down to Ministry of Planning Economic Affairs. Now remember, a guy with an RT background going to a ministry that is responsible to look at the day-to-day economic affairs. So he started to struggle. At that time, Augustine Gaffron has rose to the position of finance minister, but Augustine Gaffron knew exactly what he was up to because he was part of the finance ministry institutional knowledge of people. If you remember, one time Ellen Johnson said, "I put my neck on the boat for for Augustine Gaffron." There was some clandestine thing that Ellen Johnson said he wanted to carry out, but Augustine Gaffron, coming from the institution of that ministry, understanding the nucleus and understanding what it means to be a finance minister, he did not agree with Ellen. And today, Augustine Gaffron is living with something called the Japanese Fund Sin. That Japanese road that was open from Somalia Drive, Railway, all the way down to Freeport. There is something that Amara Conner is yet to tell the Liberian people about that fund. You guys don't know these things here because between 2010 to 2017, some of you guys were not into Liberian politics. But the J. looking at here, he was into Liberian politics at that time. And I'm going to tell you all these things. All it takes is for you to go and follow up with you guys and begin to ask them. So, Ellen decided to kill the Ministry of Finance. The Ministry of Planning. Ellen decided to kill the Ministry of Planning and Economic Affairs. At that time, it used to be the Ministry of Finance. When Ellen became president, they had the Ministry of Planning and Economic Affairs, and then they had the Ministry of Finance. So after Ellen figured out that she wanted total control, this guy they call Amara Conner, this guy looking at right here, Ellen saw him as a very good errand boy that he could use. So Ellen went and chopped out the arms, the limbs of the Ministry of Finance and brought it underneath, the Ministry of Planning and Economic Affairs, and brought it underneath the Ministry of Finance. and took this guy and making head of the Ministry of Finance and took Augustin Gaffon and sent Augustin Gaffon to the Foreign Ministry. And you know what she told Augustin Gaffon? You got a very good ambition to become president. Hold on, guys. Let me turn the phone off. What she told Augustin Gaffon? She told Augustin Gaffon, she said, you can become a very good leader. You are at the University of Liberia, a strong and staunch spokesman. You work within the Ministry of Finance. You got good experience. So let me put you into the Ministry of Foreign Affairs so that you can start to gain experience. And Augustin Gaffon fought for that. But that was not the main plan of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. The plan of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was to get Amara Conan to exactly what she wanted Amara Conan to be. Because remember, an IT guy that just came from America here with all his student loan, and they made him Minister of Finance, Minister of Planning, Economic Affairs. Now he become Minister of Finance, Planning and Development. And this is where I want you to understand something here. Amara Conan claimed to graduate from the Kennedy School of Government. Let me tell you one thing about the Kennedy School of Government. The Kennedy School of Government at Harvard University, it is an institution that breeds and assists many countries around the world with leadership. They provide leadership through that Kennedy School of Government. So many things, finance, leadership, and you name it. So Amara Conan, who graduated from Drexel University, did not take upon himself to go to Harvard University. Because when you graduate from here and you want to enter the institution, you have to go through the rigorous process that the university requires. But when you are coming from a government, especially from a developing country, the Kennedy School of Government will lower the bar for you to get into that. That's why when you find many Liberians going to the Kennedy School of Government, it is an opportunity to grow the leadership of our country. So even any one of you guys are sitting here today, if Mr. Cummings does become president, which he will, there will be an opportunity that you'll be sent to the Kennedy School of Government. You're not going to take no GRE. You're not going to go through any kind of test, because Kennedy's contribution to that institution was to help people grow their democracy by acquiring better education. So Ellen Johnson said he sent Amara Conan to the Kennedy School of Government while he was still in government to acquire that Kennedy School of leadership degree in some area of finance, to equip him now to come back and serve as finance minister. And through that course of that time, Amara Conan became a very best friend to Rawalsedi. There were even times that people were saying that Rawalsedi was going on with Amara Conan. But we failed not to pay attention to that because it was none of our base work. Our goal was to focus on what will Amara Conan do for Liberia. Now that Amara Conan sat over there, the 66 Booker deal that people talk about, it was on Amara Conan watch. The Black Tech thing, ExxonMobil, it was on Amara Conan. After Ellen left office, Ellen gave Amara Conan the highest honor. If you remember, why do you think Ellen will give Amara Conan the higher honor? Because Amara Conan gave Ellen every damn thing she wanted. Now, the same pathway that Ellen took. Remember, when Ellen came to Liberia during trouble time, Ellen was the one who introduced the word nepotism. That word used to exist in the dictionary. Other modern countries used to talk about that. But in our Liberia political culture, social, economic, the issue of nepotism was never made popular. Few, and when few people who were educated at that time knew about it. But when Ellen came and started looking at William R. Turbo Jr. government, seeing his sister, brother, children in government, Ellen said it was all nepotism. Few weeks later, Ellen became finance minister. With just almost 3 to 6 months, Samuel Kanyando overthrew, how they call it, Turbo, and Turbo was killed. And they made Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, I think, president of the LBDI Bank. Ellen rejected that position. And Ellen flew and went to Kenya. That's where she was until she flew to America and decided to join the United Nations. It's the same pathway that Ellen was trying to set off for Amara Conan. When Amara Conan led the Ministry of Finance, Ellen sent him straight to Kenya to work there with UNDP. He was there. I'm not too sure what UNDP, but with some type of UN something that had to do with the UN. But Amara Kone did not perform up to standard because he came to the job with no experience. And then later on, and then assisted him, he worked at the World Bank. And while he was here in America, you didn't see Amara Kone associating himself with Liberians. Why you think Amara Kone did not associate himself with Liberians? Because many Liberians know who Amara Kone is, who he was while he was here. And now he returned. He returned to Liberia. Why you think he returned to Liberia? Why you think the guy returned to Liberia now? I will show you why he returned to Liberia. So let's get the tea rolling here, folks. Let's get the tea rolling here. So let's forget about Amara Kone here and let's get the tea rolling here. This guy you're looking at here is a very dangerous guy. He helped to destroy the country. So let's put the picture up here first. All right, let's put the picture up here of him so you can take a look at that. I'm going to do that to let you guys know that the people you support, they are going to cause more harm to you guys than good. So this is Amara Kone here. In March of 2018, there was an independent report came up, all right, for Global Witness. Global Witness that got Vanny Sherman banned today, that got Eddie Starter fired from the speaker position. This man, as you can see below here, in 2013, they did something about dirty thing. The very money they took from the Liberian people, it's the same money he's trying to bring back to the country now. Because he feel that the younger generation, like I said, if you are 12 years old and say he left, you are now 18. So you don't know his history. So he's not coming back now. He's not coming back now to tell you that, oh, I want to be president now. But let's go deeper into who Mr. Amara Kone is here now. Yes, let's go into who Mr. Amara Kone is here now, folks. That's how they play their game. That's how they play their political game. If you were 12 years old, because when Eddie left office, Eddie was in office for 12 years. So that means any child that was born in 2005 or 2004, by the time Eddie left office, you were around 12 years old. After Eddie left office 5 years ago, you are either what? 17 years old now, or you're 18 years old since Eddie left office. So when Eddie left, you were 12 years old. You didn't know nothing much. So Amara Kone came and started in America here. Nobody knew who he was. And after 5 years now, he returned to Liberia. So most of the generation that were 12 years old now are turning 17 years old. Some of them are 18 years old. He coming out and they don't know him. And you got the greedy, you got the greedy journalists. They're good for nothing, better driven journalists that don't even look at people. I tell you what I'm telling you now. The information I'm giving you here. The day you hear it on spoon, be dumber in my butt. Sorry for my expression, but I had concern I am. These guys that you found on the bigger platform will never give you the information that Jay Rennie is giving you here, because you know what? They are not part of the solution of our country. They are part of the problem of our country. Any politician that comes on any platform where you think you got the Liberian people to listen to you, you must be able to give them information about the politician history so that they can know who they're dealing with. But these guys with a bigger platform, because they feel that they are in the pocket of these journalists, and the second, into the public official pocket. The second thing is they want to gain fame. When they go out there, oh, man, yeah, you are on, yeah, man, let the picture. Those things are not going to do any goddamn thing for the country. Nothing. So they live in a two environment. One, they keep their mouth shut because they got connection with the lawmakers or former government official. Two, they just want the popularity. That's all they want. And that is why they will not give you guys any information that you deserve to know. But thank God that Jay Rennie is here. Thank God that he didn't get a damn about anybody. He didn't need no damn job from nobody. Hey, I'm not going to run away from here. How can you say you're working with War Band now? Instead, you go to Liberia now to go retire. Instead, you go to Liberia and say, okay, I'm here to come teach. You heard it, man. I'm here. I'm going to teach. I'm going to run. So everything you're doing in America here now, that to go run now, that all you coming for now, right? What are you coming to run for now? To come and build your wealth. because that is the format they got. They go to the country and rob the country and then run away and then they relax for a while and say, you know what? Out of sight, out of mind. Let's stay here for 5 years. After 5 years, the people forget about us. When we go back now, our title still remain the same. Ladies and gentlemen, you got the finance minister, former finance minister is here. He said he had to run. And then you give their money to the people then. Yeah, finance minister, that country is fucked up. It is fucked up. And that's why I believe in Mr. Cummings now. Because he has not done any of those things yet. So I'm not going to judge Mr. Cummings now until Mr. Cummings becomes president. That when I will either eye into the group or I will say this is a different leader. All these guys had done nothing for Liberia. So now let's get to the real nitty-gritties here now. Yeah, thank you very much, UNDP. I think I was right. Yes, you said I was right. I was UNDP. Thank you very much, Sis Agnes. Yes. So now let's go to what Mr. Amara Conan did to Liberia. Brace yourself, folks. Brace yourself. You are dealing with J. Randy, the man who loves to do research to expose people with bad behavior. So you ready? Let's go to what Amara Conan did to you and your grandchildren, both in America and in Liberia. All right? So let's go and share some information here for you guys here. All right? Let's go and share some information. All right? So we are here, and this is the report here. Ready? Go. All right, I'm sure you can see this. I'm watching the screen right now here. So let's see. It's loading up from my end there. There you go. There you go. So we'll be in the window here, and then we'll go up here. How many of you guys remember this thing here before? Catch me if you can. Catch me if you can. You guys remember this story here? Some of you guys should be knowledgeable about this very story here. Catch me if you can. All right? There's a movie made by Leonardo DiCaprio, Catch Me If You Can. If you watch that movie, this is how Global Witness titled this. Global Witness is an independent auditing firm that go around the world and audit people. So what did Amara Conan do? Now, Black 13 was a very important black of the oil deal. Remember, this report is 2018. It came out 2018, right around the time Mr. Weah took office. So let's see what Mr. Amara Conan did here. This is Black 13 right here. Black 13 is around not too far from the coastal line of Monrovia. Chevron came and decided to purchase the black, but the black was in the hands of a company from Canada. But because Chevron felt that the black is very important to Liberia, so they came in with big money, and Eddie Johnson said he fell for it. What happened when Eddie Johnson said he fell for it? Chevron came and put some money down. Now, this thing is very, very big, folks. Very, very big. So these are the companies here, company and government agencies that participated in the American Petroleum Institute, API, and then you got the Hydrocarbon Technical Committee, you got NOCAL, you got the Security and Exchange Commission. These institutions were notified by the Global Witness report about some clandestine operation. Now, who are the people in here? You got Randall McLean here, who used to be the head of NOCAL. All right, you don't hear about him anymore because this guy was drawing $30,000 during the Ellen Johnson City administration. $30,000 a month. That's how much the guy was drawing, and he was just a guy who worked for DuPont and didn't make that money in America here. But he went to Liberia and made such a big money. And as you can see the name here, come in here. This is Robert Salif, the guy who broke NOCAL down. All right, why am I giving you all the information? Because I want to empower you with knowledge. All right, now. In addition to that, Black 13, all right? This is Black 13 here, as you can see to the far left corner here, Black 13. The Liberia Oil Licensing Offshore Black 13 awarded BCP by NOCAL in 2005 and rectified. The national legislature, those guys are a bunch of corrupt individuals. When you see guys, Senator John Baloo passing around over there, you might not waste your time. Those guys are all corrupt people. The extractive industry too. This is another independent organization here. Then you have the section 14, I mean 15.4 here. Now let's go down the horn here, folks. Let's go down the horn here. This is the story right here. All right. But this is not what I want you to look at here. Let's come down here. This guy worked for Trump. Trump let him go. He was the chief guy for for ExxonMobil. Let's go down the horn here. So what happened there in 2013? 2013, Monrovia, Liberia, April 2013, $120 million deal was given to Nocal. Now watch what's going to happen here, folks. Watch what's going to happen here. The Global Witness Organization said that this deal should not go through because it doesn't represent the people of Liberia. But what the Ellen Johnson said they didn't do, they ignored that. All right? Even Lita, they all talk about that. Now, what happened here? This is all the payment here. Folks, when you work for the white man country, they give you all the proof in the world. And that one reason why I believe in Mr. Cummings, because when you saw that report that came out from the Global Witness, it was something that I saw. Every money that was sent, taxpayer reported outside of ExxonMobil. So ExxonMobil, $120 million. This is how the money was disbursed. All right. The people got all copy. There are some errors that are redacted here. Now let's come down here. Let's keep going down here. Let's keep going down. Let's keep going down the horn here. Now, these are the people who made a significant contribution to support Global Witness team. You have all the guys listed to your right here and down here. These are the people who made a significant contribution. Now, let's come to the government here now. What did the government do? Timeline. I want you to pay attention to this here. Timeline events of the war black. Between 2003 and 2005, Jonathan Mason served as the Minister of Mining. All right, mining minister. I don't know who the hell is Jonathan Mason, but what did he do? From 2003 to 2005, Mobile Willie served as Deputy Minister of Mining. These guys were the ones who were engaging. So let's look at the timeline here, right? Let's start from 2000 here. You see how the women did the thing right here for you guys? Let me lower the screen here a little bit here. Let's reduce the size of the screen. Let's see where we can reduce the size here because it's at 184 right now. So you can see, I'm sure you can see that here. So let's go up here. So we're doing a presentation here on Amara Corner here, folks. This is what the people did to your country. On Ellen Johnson said in 2000, this was during Taylor time. So we'll skip Taylor time. But let's start from 2006 of August here. All right. 2006 of August here. Because as you can see, it's right down here, folks. Let's forget about Taylor time. All right. Let's start with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. All right. Let's start here. Let me just bring it down because I don't want to move the elevator screen there so fast. So let's look at 2006 here, right? Let's come to August here, 2006. All right, let's come to August here. So what happened here? On August 22nd, 2006, Nocal Board discussed $75,000 payment from BCM. By August 28, 2006, $50,000 bribe paid by Nocal to the Liberian National Legislature, folks. $50,000. Each of those guys got $50,000 each to rectify that deal. $50,000. That's what each of them got. They were ratifying the deal to remove the company and get Chevron Mobil because that was part of the $120 million upfront payment. That what the guy then got. Let's move up here. Akara's Green, all of them in that thing there, folks. All of them in that thing. September 2009, $26,900 bribe paid by Nocal to the Liberia National Legislature, facilitating approval for Black 13. By April 4, 2017, $25,000 bribe paid by Nocal to the Liberia National Legislature. So every step along the way, those guys were getting money. Every step along the way, they were getting money. You see how the guys robbing the country out there? Do you hear people on spoon? Do you hear Costa talking about these things? You keep wasting your time. When I tell you about 2065, it wants Liberia become a better country, Cummings will only try his best because the country is filthy, rotting. That's what the guy did today. All right. So by April 15, they gave them again a breakdown out of the $50,000, 15,000 bribe by Nocal paid to the National Legislature. By April 17, they gave them 1,500 bribe, and that completed all the 50,000 they requested for to get a deal done. Now, let's go back. They finished with the National Legislature now. They got to come down now to the other big boys in now, right? All right. So let's come down here. So from April All right, we got January, February, March. All right, so in March here, March 26, Nuka make is $17,888 suspicious payment to Senator Clayton Watterson, chairman. All right, Witherspoon, chairman of the Senate Lands and Mine Committee. All right, and he was in the National Legislature. All right, by the same money again, Nuka made 163,000 suspicious payment to Burma Foley, another guy again. And then the other guy here again, they make a $210,000 worth of unusual large payment to Liberian government official, including Founder Minister, Minister of Money, and Nuka boss. Folks, we are giving you information here. This is J. Rainey here, folks. That's why I'm not going to Liberia, folks. That's why I don't associate myself with Liberia in the country here, because the information that we can release out here is not making them to feel good about me. So don't feel offended if I say I'm not coming to your place or I'm not coming to your event, because I always already got in skin. All right. So let's go down the horn here. Let's go down the horn here. All right. Let's go down the horn here. So what happened here again? Let's go down the horn. Let's skip the page here and go down the horn here, folks. Let's skip the page so that American mayor see order. So the national legislature guys, those guys are a bunch of corrupt individuals in that place calling themselves lawmakers and stuff like that. So let's go down the horn here. Let's move down the horn here. All right. Now, meeting concerning Black Tech thing. Now, this is getting interesting here now, right? So let's go down the horn here, folks. There go the madam there, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Yes, smiling because she has mortgaged the country economy that her grandchildren will benefit from. You guys passing around, oh, they're thinking that you got hope. These are the strong people in here now. Who do you see here? Randall McLean, all right? No cow. Robert Sirleaf, no cow, all right? Now, let's come down the horn here. Let's come down the horn here. So this is all the Black 13 payment that we're going here now, right? 700% of Black 13 to COPL. Let's skip the page here, folks. Now, final deal. This is where I want us to start from right now. Final deal. The final 2013 deal. How Black 13 got sold. March the 8th. 68.5 million loan with Echo Bank. Nuka approved that. Haiti Nuka got that money because they were living with $120 million that were given to them upfront. And that money was put into that bank account for payment. So now let's look at the circle here. We got number one. Let's go to number two. Because number one, they put the money in our bank. What happened to number two? On April the 5th, the foreign ratification of Black 13 by Liberia National Legislature draw down Nuka loan. So every one of them got that money. It was there for them to go and cash out. Nobody should go in that bank to take any money from there. Let's go to number three. Number three, PC transfer 100% of Black 13 to Copa. Now let's go to number four. Copa transfer that to the transfer 80% of Black 13. So they were taking the company away now from Nuka. That's why they were doing, from the company that owned that. Now let's go up again. After four, we go to five, as we were taught. On April the 5th, ExxonMobil paid $120 million to Echo Bank. Wow. 120. Those boys were playing with money. Now, what happened after the 5th? You go to the 6th. Where is the 6th? The 6th is right up here, folks. All right. Echo Bank paid Nuka $5 million. What happened then? And then number 7, look up here. It says Liberian Ministry of Finance. So we're coming now into American zone right now, folks. You got to hit that like button. You got to hit that like button, folks. You need to hit that like button. You need to hit that like button. And you need to pay into my little cash app, folks. You need to pay. These are essential information that you will pay money for. But Jeremy is doing the best here. So please, guys, you send out $5. You send out $2. I'm begging you guys. You got their own spoon with the Liberian government to get them big money, and they will just come and lie to you guys. We are giving you a breakdown now, folks. We are giving you the breakdown. American in our town, this is why he wants to run. So Echo Banks, number 7, Echo Bank pay Finance Ministry $45 million. All right. And then number 8, Echo Bank pay itself $68 million to retire loan to BCC. Now, you see that? So let's move down the horn here. Let's move down the horn here. We're coming down now and see how that money play out now. So let's go down the horn here. All right, let's go down the horn. These are all the different transactions, but we're coming to something very essential here now, folks. Let's keep moving down. Let's keep moving down. Let's keep moving down. Now, these are all the people here now that were getting all the little hula baloo money and stuff like that. We're not interested in it because we don't want to spend more time on this issue here. All right. So now, here's it right here, folks. Here's it right here. This is where we want to start now, folks. All right. In 2013, we read above the three people here. Christina Tar, she was the Justice Minister for Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Mr. Patrick Sandolo, yes, he was part of the whole thing here too. He was at the Ministry of Lands, and then of course you got your man Amara Corner here, right? So let's see what happened here, folks. Let's see what happened here. I want you to look to your top left corner here where it says these payment. I will probably highlight that so you can see. You see what I'm highlighting here? So follow my lead right here. Let's read right here. All right. These payments were called bonuses. According to them, they say that were bonuses. But Global Witness did not see that yet. Each of them received $35,000. These guys here to rob our country future. All right. So what happened here? Here is the payment here, folks. April the 5th, 500. Who calling me here again, my people? Hold on here, guys. Hold on here. Somebody calling me. I'll be right back. Yeah, hold on. All right, guys. You're sorry, man. They kind of Labor Day, you got people coming to your door telling you that they got some kind of promotion here, promotion for water, promotion for this. Man, you're sorry, man. My apologies. Somebody came to the door talking about they got some kind of water, something they want to do for me here. What do I do? Somebody need water business here. All right. So April the 5th, as you can see here, all right, 5 million. Yes. 5 million. ExxonMobil pay 5 million. All right. And then local official pay $210,000. Now let's look at the distribution here, folks. Let's look at the distribution here, folks. Christina Tar. So this is the money here now. ExxonMobil gave the guys all that money. They took that money. They took $210,000 out of it and decided to pay all any government official. Christina Tar, she received $35,000, member of the Hydrocarbon Technical Committee. What does Christina Tar know about hydrocarbon? What does she know about hydrocarbon? She signed on her black. All right. She signed for that money. In March of 2018, that payment she received was a bonus authorized by Nukal. That's how the bribing start now. That's how the bribing start, folks. All right. Then you got Sandoro here on May the 1st. Sandoro came to he signed for a part of check. And then you got Robert Sedi, he signed for a part of check. And then you got Nettie David, she signed for a part of check. You got Randall McLean, he signed for a part of check. There go your man Amara Conner right here. Amara Conner signed for a part of check. All right? He signed for a part of check here. Those guys mortgaged the country. Now let's go down here. As you can see here, they mortgaged the country. These are all the checks that were sent to them here. They redacted some of the areas here so that you guys cannot see the detail. What they did to our country, they robbed our people out of everything. So now, let's stop the share right here, folks. Let's stop the share here. And if you need that information, folks, you got to pay me. I'm just kidding. The information, I'm just kidding, man. It should get better than that. I'm just kidding. The information, I'm just kidding. If you need the information, I'll give it to you for free. You gotta wait for you to be in power. So today, when you see the headlines here, watch me here. I told you when I do something, you gotta know, you gotta make sure. This is me in a red writing. I say, Amara Conan, have you cleared up this case with Global Witness? This story is still out there. So what happened here? Amara Conan was trying to clear his name here. Amara Conan reject Global Witness assertion, says bonus, not bribery. Amara Conan told bribe. What the guys did here, folks? Let me tell you what they did here to the country. Let me tell you what they did here to the country. All right? Let me tell you what they did here to the country. All the oil block in Liberia, Ellen Johnson said he sold all the oil blocks. The only one that left are the one that in Maryland. So 60 years from now, the $120 million that have been given to the national legislature, they signed that deal. 60 years from now, 50 years from now, when you are old and in a wheelchair, and your grandchildren come to you and tell you, say, Mommy or Grandma, Liberia finally got oil. What I'm discussing to you here today, the American can keep their document for centuries. Ellen had mortgaged all the major oil blocks, including the Chevron one we're discussing here. So when Liberia finally got oil, and your grandchildren, your great-great-grandchildren thinking that Liberia going to be a rich country now. And then those young people today that in America here will be the tycoon then in the company then. The name can change. The company name will change. But that document, they will fly to go to Liberia. And while your grandchildren in there dancing, oh, we got oil. They will bring all the documents and say, in the year 2013, there were some leaders there around here that signed this contract that you're only going to get 5% of the oil deal. And your grandchildren would say, what? What happened? Ellen Johnson said he would be dead and gone. Most of the national legislature would be dead. You and myself, many all would be dead and gone. And the children would just be there. What? And that's why I'm suggesting now that everyone in the government, they should be buried in one place. Bury all of them in one place. So when the children finally realize their eye open, take them to that great site and say, you see that other great water here? They want to call Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. They want to call Amara Connor. These are the people that fuck the country up and let the children decide what they will do with that grave. Ellen signed everything to the Americans. So all that upfront bonus they were getting, you know, when Liberia say, what inside for me? They were already getting their own and never care for the future. You see the Firestone 99-year contract they signed. How many of us were around when Firestone signed that 99-year contract with Charles D.B. King? How many of you guys were around? None of you guys were around, right? But up to today, when we talk about manufacturing in our country, don't we mention Firestone? Now think about what Ellen had done to the country. So Amara Colonel got their cut. So he coming back now with what they had gotten, and it's not just that $35,000. There's a lot of money that Amara Colonel accumulated in that country. Now he coming back now. And now I want you to listen to him now. I want you now to listen to him now. He's coming back now. So now that you know him,
well, at this point, in terms of political ambition, all options are on the table. I haven't made any specific decision yet. I will do that after consulting the people of both Montserrat and Babylon. But I can tell you for sure that all options are on the table, and I will be a candidate in 2023.
So what are some of the
will be a candidate?
Politics will be participating in? What are some of the activities you'll be carrying out apart from politics?
Well, apart from politics, you know, I'm a businessman also. I have a big farm, and I have about 500 Liberians working for me for the past 5 years. I will be spending some time with them to help them get better in that line of business that we're in. Also, I will be visiting the schools because I would like to teach some of the universities here as well, including LU. And I would like to visit my family and friends, particularly those we lost during COVID, you know, to sympathize with them and to pray for their souls. So a lot of things are on my table, but I can tell all of you that I'm here specifically to discuss the climate, that I will be a candidate for 2023. I don't know if it is in Buffalo or Montserrat, but it will happen.
After several years of being away, there are hundreds of Liberians out there who have come to welcome you. What does this mean for you?
I'm overwhelmed. I'm touched, really. As I read the messages today on my Facebook post, I cried a bit. You know, look at them. You know, I don't know what to say. I'm just touched by it, and it tells me really that the little that I did here was appreciated. You will never know that you've done well in office until you leave. Thank you.
Specifically, there was the voice of Amara M. Connor, former Minister of Finance and Development Planning, Republic of Liberia, he just arrived from the United States of America after several years of being away. Viewers, wherever you are, if you are just joining, welcome. This is Shkon TV, Liberia. My name is Sekou Aminata Kone, reporting from the Rabos International Airport, where hundreds of Liberians have gathered to welcome Amara M. Connor, former Minister of Finance and Development Planning, Republic of Liberia. So welcome to Shkon TV, Liberia. My name is Sekou Aminata Kone. You just listening to Amara M. Connor in an exclusive interview with the press. According to him, he will be a candidate in 2023. So welcome. Whether we be in Bapolo County or the presidency, he will be a candidate comes 2023. So we are ensuring to bring you live coverage. So this is Amara M. Connor. If you are just joining, we say welcome. Please share this live video. This is Shkon TV Liberia. My name is Sekou Aminata Kone, reporting from the Rabos International Airport, bringing you live coverage on the arrival of Amara M. Connor, former Minister of Finance and Development Planning, Republic of Liberia. So please share this live video wherever you are.
So guys, I will say this to you. I will say this to you. Let me try to put things into context here for you guys. Kyle Benedict Uri, if you remember when Taylor was president, you and I were in America here, and those of you that were abroad as well. When Lone Star Company was launched in Liberia, Benedict Uri was selling phone cards to Liberian businesses for $65 US. And you will recall that whenever you pick up your phone card to call Liberia, by the time you say hello, after a few seconds, the phone will cut off. Charles Taylor allowed Benedict Uri to cheat the Liberian people, especially you and I abroad here. $65 for a scratch card to be used by companies in Liberia. He got rich overnight. He living good life in his country. You look at a guy like Joseph Boyka, who claimed to have 45 years of experience. And he want to tell you, say he 82 years old. But when you check it up, he's 85 years old. And there's a man who said you should give him one term. When after 45 years, he cannot even show to you what he has done. You look at a guy like the late Bronskin, who worked in the government and even treated the people of Grand Bassa County. Today, you got Nombi Kanga and Dara Dillon. Dillon, a man who beat on his wife. I got Dillon part of issue here too. I got Dillon part of Sunday here. I got it here. He beat on his own wife. You got someone like Nombi Kanga, also from the Liberty Party. Also from the Liberty Party, who, when she sat on Spoon, after staying in office for 9 years and got re-elected, telling Mr. Witherspoon after 9 years in office, she didn't know how difficult it was to manipulate around the different terrain in the county she represents. But she was senator for 9 years, but she don't know the challenges in the villages. And then, of course, the Grand Poobah himself, Mr. George Weah. Mr. George Weah, a man who played football, and after his football career had $80 million. But abused that money and misused it. And today he's serving as president, and nothing you can see today. A broke man who Akaras Gray and Edwin Snow felt sorry for and made him senator and now become president. And look what he's doing to the country. All the politicians in the country that you and I know, and past government officials, including Amara Connor, they got nothing to give back to the people of Liberia. Amara Connor is coming back now to Liberia because the little money he had carried in America here now, they're using it here one-on-one. It's finishing now. How much you think Amara Connor will be earning from World Bank? How much you think he'll be earning from World Bank? You live in America here. How much you think Amara Connor earning? He's not the executive chairman of World Bank. He's just a little guy in a little office sitting down there. People walk by and see him every day. Oh, there go the finance minister over there. Have you ever seen Amara Kone on any CNN financial show, a former finance minister of Liberia? Have you seen him discussing any financial issue across any local news network in this country? These people are nobody in the country. But when they go back home, people want to make them somebody. And the way they go now to go. You see the people now. Oh, former finance minister. So he is pick on his shoulder now. We on the platform here will not be the spoon people. You know, when I start to talk about the guys on spoon, they are destroying the country. You know, there are times, you know, there are some picture image on social media. All right. One, I think some of you guys saw one. They are very dramatic, right? So these guys, there's a guy who is digging the dike, and then he putting it in I think in a wheelbarrow, and the other guy taking the dirt from the wheelbarrow and putting it back on the ground. So you can see that circle. The guy digging the ground, filling on the wheelbarrow, the other guy putting it this way. That idea is what Spoon is doing to our country. What Maggie had done for these guys, gave them the platform to broadcast through all the country. They are, while we are here trying to educate our people, they are there confusing the people, destroying the people's minds. And that is why I'm going after them all the time. They are not helpful. If you look at the character of these guys on Spoon, let's be honest here. Let's be honest here. What have they done individually prior to them coming to be who they are? How sincere they are to the people of Liberia? Why aren't they challenging these lawmakers? Why aren't they bringing all these questions then? Why are they asking these people? But they just bring their own and destroying the country. We got work to do, friends. You see how the people are so together in our country. Cummings is an outsider. And if you don't fight hard for Cummings, Cummings loses that battle, the country going back 55 more years. They just putting their finger at this. Hey, God, let the people give her that opportunity. Cummings is the only man that can change that country because he's coming from the outside. He's not part of them. Americans work with Joseph Walker. They burn that country down. Weah work for Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. They burn that country down. Tara Dillon came to America and ditched Mr. Walker Bronsky on the side and worked with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. George Weah worked with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. They all, the only person, they want to passing around with the broom here. He was in Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government too. Why they show that he got some little clean character? He was also part of that too. But he just got to prove himself, that's all. But the rest of them, they're not going to change nothing in that country. The only person that will change something in that country, as a Liberian talking to you, is Mr. Cummings. I've been around for a long time now to know what I can look at now by looking at all the politicians and tell you who can do the better for that country. I don't know what Cummings is capable of doing, but what I do know, the character that he brings to the table, I can stand behind anytime, any day to support it. Because like the way I know Weah now, after all these 5 years, I never knew Weah like that prior to the 5 years that he has served. I don't know Cummings like that. But what I do know, Cummings work in this country. He has a lot of things at stake and at risk. And he's not going to jeopardize those things. And Cummings, he said, no, that I'm going to hold his feet to the fire as well. That's why I started the video here with me giving Joe Weah the advice. Like I told the Cummings people, you guys and myself, we're not friends right now. We are not friends. You can send me 5 cents, $2, $10. It's okay. But our friendship will be tested when Mr. Cummings become president and some people that you love start to screw things up and you don't stand up. And then when I start to stand up, that when I will want to know whether your friendship today will be the same friendship tomorrow. So Just see you and I are people who working together, but we are not friends yet. Because if Cummings does become president, which I'm confident he will, and somebody that you love dearly start to screw things up, want to be the Finabono, want to be the Sekou Kalasco, want to be the Nathaniel McGill, want to be the Samuel Tour, and you come in opposite defense, that when you and myself will not get along. So for now, we're not friends yet. We are not friends yet. Because I know how I suffer in that country. What my picture is? Let me find my picture here. This is why I remember myself of Liberia, folks. This is why I remember myself of Liberia. This is me right here. I kept the picture here for all these years. Look like a typical Zogo. And this picture is the one that got me fighting for my fellow brothers and sisters back there. I haven't forgotten about this photo here. So if you came to the country and forgot, I have not forgotten. I have not forgotten. So you know your American man now. You know your American man now. Yes. You know your American man. So let's read a few comments there. I know today I promise that we're going to discuss the Cummings something, but there's something called a trending issue. Now the crook now come back to the country now. He's been hailed now as the Messiah now in the country. Because the little money he got now, he's going to spread it now. Mind you, there's one thing they're going to play. And don't pay attention to that. Remember the social engineering that have to do with the applicability of identity. Many people are going to see now as the Unity Party minister. Some people from his tribe group going to consider him to be, and tribal something. I think Mr. Dennis said something like that here the other day. So they're also going to factor that into that too. Tribal identity too. Don't pay attention to that. There are some good people from his tribe that will not school low to what he has done. Jeha American left that country. He returned. That's how the country is today. So I found that minister, they didn't change nothing in the country. Absolutely nothing. Now, let's go to a few things here. Again. All right, let's go to a few things here. Something I want to show you guys yesterday. So this is the Rosalind woman here, right? Let's listen to the other woman here. We're not let our music play before Facebook can plug out here. But there's a Rosalind woman here I was talking about the other day here. All right, the Rosalind Dennis woman here. I want you to listen to what she said on this broadcast the other day. Let's listen to her right here. Listen to this.
The name of the university is PYJ Polytechnic College University. Yes, so someone has, I see some people working, but
now this lady here, she became senator. She became representative in 2018. Let me see what I can find her. Right here, right? All right. Let's see what we can find her here. Yeah, let's see what we can find her here. Let me go Google something here quickly for you guys. Liberia lawmakers here. Let me see here what I can find her here. Let's see what we can find her here. We're going to find her shortly, folks. Don't worry. We're going to find her here. It's right here. I got it in my database right here. We will soon find her right now. Don't worry. I'm looking for it right here. Don't worry. I will soon find it. I was playing with it yesterday, and it's one of my favorite. There are a lot of things I got under my favorite here. I will soon find it here. Yes. Or maybe I should just Google it here. Let me just Google it right here. Saying it's taking a long time. Let me Google it here. But her name is Rosalind. Yes, her name is Rosalind something. Yes. Her name is Rosalind. I think Dennis. Yes, Rosalind Dennis. She's not coming to the public now because election time is coming around now. Yes, because election time is coming around now. She's not coming around now, right? Okay. So let's see here. I think I got something here that I'm about to share with you guys. Okay. So we got it here. So why don't we share our screen? Let's share our screen right now, right? Don't share let's share our screen right now with you guys here. All right. These people are a bunch of corrupt people. Let me tell you guys right now. All right. Let me share the screen with you guys right here. All right. So whenever you want to check them out, make sure you come to the page here. So let's share the screen here. So that is screen. When you want to check them out here, look for Liberia Lawmaker Watch. Click right here. And then she in Mosquito County, right? All right. So she in Mosquito County. Let's go down here. We'll try to find these are all the people that are messing all that country in that place order. So there she is right here. See her picture here? Money good, folks. Money good. That the woman picture right here, folks. When she fight Peking representative. See that? Money can change people. Money can change people. So let's stop the share here and go back to her. So that whole order. So let's put a picture up here now.
Do not care about their benefit when they retire, and that's true. So, and I believe that.
So this lady here, let me just bring myself up here. This lady has been in power since 2018, as you saw over there. Maybe you didn't see it. Let's go back to her again. Sorry, guys. Let me just share this thing with you guys quickly here. Apparently, you didn't see that. It's my fault. You never saw that. Let's go back to her there. Let me show it to you here quickly here, because I was meant to show you that. All right. So let's go back to her right here. All right. So this is she right here. All right. Let's share here. All right. So this is Rosalind here, as you can see right here. All right. She became a member of the parliament, or however you call it, on a party called the Liberia Transformation Party. She started in 2018. So that means that she is out for re-election, because it's supposed to be 6 years now, right? Because she and George Weah started at the same time. So she should be going for re-election. And that is one of the reasons why now she becoming very, very open now. She's showing herself around so that people can get to see her now. Yes. Yeah. So that people can get to see her. So let's listen to what she's saying here now, right?
So people don't care for the benefit when they retire.
Okay.
So like you see the job that we have, nobody's gonna have mercy upon you beside your family members, your loved ones, or your good friends. Because just for the belief that people feel that lawmaker got 30,000, I don't know what the Liberian people.
So now she's trying to justify the 30,000, right? So listen to the crap she's about to say here, all right? Listen to what she is saying to justify why she need that $30,000. Listen to that.
Take the 30,000 to be. Imagine my district cover Duporo, Zubatan, Sopene, Bonafan, blah, blah, blah. And I divide my district into 7 zones. You think if I divide that 30,000 by 7, it will not even be 5,000, it will be 4,000 plus. If you really know my district, what do you think 4,000 can do to Duporo? What do you think 4,000 can do to Upper Sopene, below Sopene? What do you think 4,000 can do to Mount Barkley? What do you think 4,000 can do to Peloton? What do you think 4,000 can do to Lofa community? You're with me. 30,000 is for legislative engagement. So as a lawmaker, the people come to me Saturday morning. Honorable, we want to have something to discuss with you for our community. In the community, we got current issue, we got child abuse, blah, blah, blah. When the people can say to the honorable horse, my horse should not be like your horse because I'm your leader. I should be able to give them water, give them soft drink, to give them snack. You know, that pleasantry.
So folks, there you have it. This is the country that you say will go anywhere far. You got a country with 5 million people that is just on the island of Manhattan. Just on the island of Manhattan, New York, or the city of Los Angeles. Just shy of that. This woman is telling you that because she is a representative, she entitled to the $30,000 because she wants to give the money to those people. So now, let me ask you this question here. People are saying by the year 2030, Liberian population will be around 9 million. Will be hitting 9 million or 7 million. How will she retain that money to feed the people? Because she represented and she feel that she's responsible for people who are parents, young people who are adult. They should come to her to beg her. Does that make sense to you, fellow Liberians? Does that make sense to you? What do you think the best thing the woman should be talking about here? She should be talking about opening an opportunity through the welfare system in the country where they can allocate that money. Everyone in the country at different locations within the country can apply for public assistance through the government, and as a lawmaker ensure that her community also benefits. But she don't want that. That's why she's trying to justify now that she need that money so that the people can come to her. So, question for you, why do you think she's doing that? Is it because she loves the people? Or is it because she's trying to hold the people hostage by conditioning them to be mere beggars? Like you heard her saying, they come into my house in the morning, they're talking about child abuse. Is she the one supposed to handle child abuse issue, or the Ministry of Gender and the Ministry of Justice? Those are the people you're dealing with, friends. This girl was not born to be corrupt, but the system she operates in now, the things she's seeing now, and the thing now that she has adopted now, and she practicing it now. That's how corrupt the country is. How many of you guys today that live anywhere in the world, especially in a white country, as I always call it, that will go to your representative in this country here and say, I'm having party, I'm having this here? What they will tell you, the system is set up that you can go to those institutions. The ministry, I remember growing up in Liberia, we had the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare. Many of us did not understand that part that said social welfare because we were not informed like the way many of us are in this country today, that the social welfare look after people who are financially constrained to help them. This lawmaker should be telling her constituents that we need to empower our institution to help everyone across the country. But these lawmakers have resolved into keeping money for themselves. You saw the report I just showed you, right? How all of them got all that thousands of dollars. And some of them are still in the Senate and in the representative position today. But what has changed in the life of the people? And then lady now is coming and telling that the 30,000, what can I do? I'm the leader. Same when you became a leader. Same when you became a leader rather than a representative. She didn't even say, I'm a servant of the people. She said, I'm the leader. And you know what leader does? She didn't say, I'm a servant of the people. She said, I'm a leader. These people are only using our country to their own advantage, fellow Liberians. That's how sad it is. That's how sad it is. Somebody said it is merged with, okay, so the ministry, okay, let me see here. So Mama Harris said it is merged with the Ministry of Gender. So Mama Harris, are you talking about the ministry, or I mean the welfare now is now umbrella under the Ministry of Gender now? If that answer is yes, then I'll just hold my head like they, oh my Lord. Because Pizota is another waste individual over there too. Okay, there you go. Thank you. So it's the social welfare. So it's the Ministry of Gender and Welfare or Social Welfare, whatever the name is. We'll worry about that later on. But they just speak in our context. She now should be saying, you know what? The Ministry of Gender and Welfare should be able now to provide the basic need for single parents in this country who are challenged when it comes to some social needs. The Ministry of Education should be responsible to ensure that single parent gets some form of free tuition for the children through high school. She's not doing that. But what she's doing here, she's justifying $30,000. That's what she's trying to do. She's trying to justify the use of the $30,000 for herself. This woman should be ashamed of herself.
The House of Representatives is getting more educated people and more sound people. So it's not like yesterday in the past where people were not aware of their right. They had only two-eye giant in the House of Representatives that would have budget and do everything. The rest of the members zero. It's not even going to happen in the 54th. In the 55th. In the 54th, we already start to resent it. So it can tell you that the caliber of people that we'll have in the 55th is going to determine that. And I can assure you, I will not be contrary to myself. I'm human. I'm not saying that I will not err, but I like to stand for the truth, and I will stand for what I believe in. If it is 42% to everybody outside, it will be 42% to the House of Representatives.
So the woman had never been spoken. And guys, don't get me wrong here, right? I got no connection to anybody to speak against the lady here. I don't know her from nowhere, and I believe she doesn't know me. But where I think we connect is the fact that Liberia is our country, and our people are suffering in that place. Yes, you are absolutely right. She justifying stealing here. That's all I can say here. She is justifying stealing. That's what she's trying to do here. All right. So Dennis, you are right about that. She justifying stealing here. That's exactly what you just said. So let's listen to her here again, folks. Let's listen to her here. Let's listen to her here for the last time.
What is written on the law of Liberia? And I can assure you, if it is 42%, the 42% going to be applied to us. If it is 50% also, 50% going to be applied to us. You guys can come up with too many fallacies about lawmaking, and that's very bad of the country. There was a day I was on radio, and someone saying, you're receiving scratch and hosting and allowing. Who says that? Just stop the myth. So
that's true.
Whatever Nima King is going to be, the rate that is outside, that rate is going to be applicable to the House. And mind you guys, I told you before, the House of Representatives is getting more educated people and more sound people. So it's not like yesterday in the past where people were not aware of their right. They have only two-eyed giant in the House of Representatives that would have budget and do everything, the rest of the members zero. It's not even going to happen in the 54th. In the 55th. In the 54th, we already start to resent it. So it can tell you that the caliber of people that we'll have in the 55th is going to determine that. And I can assure you, I will not be contrary to myself. I'm human. I'm not saying that I will not err, but I like to stand for the truth, and I will stand for what I believe in. If it is 42% to everybody outside, it will be 42% to the House of Representatives. If it is 50%, take it like it, believe it or not, it's going to be 50%.
Now listen to her now. She reading the 30,000 now.
So, okay, no, I feel like jacking.
She's coming to the 30,000 now.
The name of the university is PYJ Polytechnic College University. Yes, so someone has, I see some people working, but they do not care about their benefit when they retire. And that's true. So, and I believe that. So people don't care for the benefit when they retire. So, like you see the job that we have, nobody gonna have mercy upon you beside your family members, your loved ones, or your good friends. Because just for the belief that people feel that lawmaker got 30,000, I don't know what the Liberian people.
So let me ask you a question here, folks. I mean, what does she mean? What does she mean when she say, you see the job we're doing here, nobody gonna have feeling for you except for your family, special friends. So then why are you serving the public? So that means that she doesn't even care for the public. She doesn't even care about what the public don't agree with her on. My goodness. This lady here, is she real? I mean, was she really elected because of how beautiful she looks? I mean, did you hear what you just said just now to us? This job, you're only your family people, your friends, but you are a public servant. So when she say your family people will care for you, it's because those are the people who benefiting from her. That is her position identity. She is using the social engineering form of identity now to tell you the people that agree with her. And the people that agree with her, you find any issue with that? When you talk about closer friends, family member, those are people who are part of her DNA to some extent. Wow. Okay, let's listen to her again, folks.
Well, take the 30,000 to be. Imagine my district cover Duporo, Zubatan, so.
Now listen to her. Why the people taking the 30,000 to be? You see how the woman just belittle that amount? How the people taking the 30,000 to be? When people in other part of the world are going to jail just for taking a penny when they're being accused. That's how wasteful these people are. She's only speaking now because election time is coming, folks. Why they put taking 30,000 that had to be?
Blah blah blah, and I divide my district into 7 zones. You think if I divide that 30,000 by 7, it will not even be 5,000, it will be 4,000 plus. If you really know my district, what do you think 4,000 can do to Duporo? What do you think 4,000 can do to Upper Soklene, below Soklene? What do you think 4,000 can do to Mount Barkley? What do you think 4,000 can do to Peloton? What do you think 4,000 can do to Lofa community?
So let me come back to what Dennis just said, right? So she's trying to justify the stealing, and then she's trying to question the extent of how that money can be used. I think she's saying make no sense. Why you think this? You see, when you know, it's good to talk down to people, but to talk up to people is very difficult. You and I here, she's talking down to the Liberian people on the ground, right? Because she's looking above them. I mean, looking below them, talking to them like this. But you and I are out here, especially the well-measured one. She can talk up to up like that. So it's easy to talk down to people, but it's difficult to talk up to people. Because you and I in this country, I understand what she's saying make no sense. She cannot talk up to up like that. But she will be willing to talk down to the people down there. That is the saddest thing. These are the people that need to be voted out of office. She's wrong. She's wrong. She should be advocating ideas that the people can understand and say, yes, we want you to stay there so that we can be able to get what your intention are. The woman is not looking at no sustained program that she will put together. She leaving the minds of the people to believe that every lawmaker should come with their own money that they will take from the government and feed the community. If everyone wants to feed the community, then who will feed the entire country? Because not everyone in the community will agree with a political or representative. But then how would we feed the rest of the people? That's the kind of idea the woman is bringing forward here, folks. This is so embarrassing. This is so embarrassing. Exactly, Yvette. Somebody strong should go against this woman here. Yes, somebody strong need to go against her. Yes, somebody strong need to go against her.
You're with me. 30,000 is for legislative engagement. So as a lawmaker, the people come to me Saturday.
What is the legislative engagement here, folks? Engagement for what? Where are people coming from with this kind of draconian program, scheme for legislative? I mean, who will ever take upon themselves in Liberia, a school, a group of students, to actually investigate what the legislative arrangement means? Who will ever think about that? This is nothing but just people just trying to steal from our people. Shameless people. That's why it is. Thank you very much, Dakina. That's why it is.
Saturday morning, honorable, we want to have something to discuss with you for our community. In the community, we got current issue, we got child abuse, blah, blah, blah. When the people can say to the honorable house, my house should not be like your house because I'm your leader. I should be able to give them water, give them.
What you mean by my house should not be like your house? So you condemning the people? I mean, who will say that kind of thing in the modern world? You and I live here right now, right? We want a representative in this place we live will come and say, my house should not be like your house. Why? She preaching housing discrimination now? Or housing segregation now? That's a great divide. That statement alone, my house should not be like your house. But these are the people that live in your community and asking this question. Something fundamentally wrong with this woman here. Something fundamentally wrong with her. Something fundamentally wrong with her. Something fundamentally wrong with her. Yes. Something fundamentally wrong with her. My house should not be like your house. As a lawmaker, you usually kind of do not use words. Those are things we call do not use words.
Soft drink to give them snack, that pleasantry. I mean,
so you got parents coming to your house talking about buying soda that they call soft drink, buying candies. Why even when the people working? You see how the people picture their mind for our people? That one when Mr. Cummings said we are fighting for the soul of that country. He's indeed right about that. Mr. Cummings is right when he said we're fighting for the soul of that country. And I think Joseph Biden, while in Philadelphia the past week, he said the same thing, that we must fight for the soul of America. Is somebody using the kind of description, it worst. This woman is not telling you what she hopes to do for people in her constituent, to be able to empower men, women, parents to find a job. How many times do we go to social gathering here that we look up to someone to give us something to eat? And that's what she's trying to justify. We need leadership courses in our country. We need to start teaching leadership courses in our country. Because if we allow these people to take their own personal feelings over reality of social challenges, economic challenges, their country will go nowhere. Like I said, the social engineering is a very dangerous tool that can be used for a common good if we understand it. This lady here is actually using the social engineering to convince you and I, because for her people that listen to her, she already got them swallowed up. They are in her belly. But she's trying to use it to justify what I call representative identity. I'm a representative. I want you to identify with me that I am the one who providing the needs of these people here. To their wife going to the hospital, their children going to school, having party for them. But what we are saying here, these are grown people who, if they are given job, will be able to work and do exactly what you're doing. So what are you doing to improve those conditions? What is the fight? Are you taking to the House of Representatives? No. She's saying that the $30,000 is a constituent or legislative engagement. Engagement for what? Are you able to meet the need of every household? Wow. Let's finish it off, folks. It's almost 12 o'clock. I have to leave from here because we'll be back here this evening. So let's finish the thing up here now.
Like, you guys not thinking something. We're not the same people anymore. The reason we're not the same, we don't have the same responsibility. We don't have the same job. So like this morning, I had over 20 different groups that came to my house. I ran out of water right away. I ran out of soft drink. I ran out of snack. It is for my people. So when I have the 30,000, I have to chip in to do something. People traveling, young people traveling. You want me to sit there and see a young man who got this opportunity to travel out of the country, but he needs 600 to buy plane ticket, and he comes to his representative. You want me to say there's nothing? No. What good of the Liberian people money to use it on the Liberian people? Okay? So we will keep educating you guys on this.
Educating? That's a quasi education. Can you imagine, folks? Let me give you the big example here, right? Let me give you the big example here. Can you imagine? Let's look at countries like China, India, Nigeria. What the woman is saying right now. The country with a large population, and you got the district representative. Do you know how many problems each family has and the member of the family has? And she's justifying that, oh, come here, well, you want to travel. Do you know how many people want to travel just from one family and then the next family? Can you keep up with that? That's how you all come. I mean, that's how you tear down her logic over there. She making absolutely no sense, folks. She making no sense at all. No sense. No sense. Anyway, want to tell God thank you. All right. Want to tell God thank you for stuff like that. Oh, I see somebody make a statement here. Jerome Gilman say you are another Fagon. No, Jerome, you're wrong. Let me tell you guys something about Jerome here, right? Let me tell you guys something about Jerome here. Jerome want to say I am another Fagon. In what way? And we'll close only one year now. So in what way am I another Fagon, Jerome? All right? In what way? Let me answer my own question here. Let me try to talk to Jerome here first. How can Jerome Gilman say I am a Eugene Fagon? One, Eugene Fagon and myself don't have the same degree. Two, I never left the country to go run beyond George Weah. All right? Three, I stand here and speak the truth. For you, Jerome, came to me and said you wanted my expertise to join you to go to meet your Weah to establish a solid waste program that you have. I didn't go with you. I did not go with you. The reason I did not go with you is because I believe in my skills. I believe that Mr. Weah was not doing the right thing. But today, you, Jerome, you couldn't get along with Ellen because you did not get what you wanted. But you went to George Weah. Whatever you discussed about the solid waste program, you have never come out to tell the Liberian people the truth. That Jerome man you see over there, he used to live in Newark, New Jersey. He now lives in Florida. But today, he on the Abidjan TV now supporting George Weah. It is not by mistake that he's supporting George Weah. He never had no idea about George Weah, never campaigned for CDC. But it was through somebody that he went to CDC, and now he doing deal with George Weah because there's something that he's doing for George Weah. But now he come here. I don't pay party identity loyalty, Jerome. So you shouldn't listen to Jerome. Let Jerome tell you when he met George Weah about the solid waste program. They died in the street. He said he was going to help to solve the problem. What has happened? Why can't we see what Jerome is doing today? The next time I go on BJTV, I will ask him directly those questions. What I just told you here, I will ask you. I know all of these guys. All right? Jerome is just another natural loser. He's supposed to be in Florida helping teams, young people who are challenged. Yeah, young people who are challenged. That's why he left from Newark and went to Florida. But he think that Joe Weah will help him. That's why he think. Yes. I know, right? I thought you should know Jerome. I thought you know Jerome. I thought Dennis should know Jerome because Jerome from that side, and I think LRB guy, he might know Jerome too. Your man, Jerome. Jerome work for them. He's nothing but a parasite. All right? Nothing but a parasite. But the specific thing I'm asking you guys here, all right? He called me up for to go to Liberia. I told him I was not going anywhere. He wanted me to help him to write the solid waste plan. I told him I was not going there. He found a few people that went over there, took some pictures and put it online. I don't know what came of it, whether they put him on the hope line or they gave him opportunity. I don't know. But the reason he's talking about George Weah is because Jerome looking for something from George Weah. Jerome's support for George Weah is not based on the soul of that country. It's based on his personal interest. That's who Jerome is. Yes. That's who Jerome is. Yes. That's who Jerome is. I'm telling you now. Y'all go tell Jerome. Yes. That's who Jerome is. Jerome is nobody. He's nobody. All right? He's nobody. I spoke with him. I started doing it on Facebook before Facebook Live came about. He's nothing but a mere hustler. All right? So let him go on that side there. I'm not like Eugene Fagon. There are many things that I put out here. All right? I'm not like Eugene Fagon. He shot himself in the foot. So, guys, until then, thank you guys so much. So now you know about this guy they call Amara Conan. Yes. So when you see this thing coming up here, try to ask him how far has he gone with this information here. Don't forget to ask Amara Conan this information here, folks. Mr. Conan, what has he done with this? Yes. Asking what has he done with this? Ask Mr. Amara Conan, what has he done with this information here? Yes. So until then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Let me see what my sister Rhea Chiru running around spreading lies. That's why he does. Say you Montro. That man a complete loser. Let me tell you now, he's a complete loser. That's who he is. Yes. A complete loser. Yes. So thank you guys so much. Trying to finish up the morning hour here. All right. It's just past 12. Thank you guys so much for the opportunity. Please don't forget to share the video, guys. Share the video here. Share it. Keep sharing it. Hit that like button before you leave. Hit that like button before you leave. Hit that like button before you leave. Remember, Mr. Cummings is the only hope in that country. And if we don't do our part to get the man elected, we should do away with internal struggle. The struggle is out there. This other guy you see here right now is coming out to can't call him part of elephant meat. But we got to make sure that the people understand who he is. And I think we did our part here. So thank you so much. God bless you guys. Hopefully this evening we'll be back here. If nothing happens, we'll discuss the Cummings letter and then we'll call it a night. and get ready for tomorrow. Until then, God bless you guys. Thank you guys so much. I see you guys again. Bye for now. Bye to everyone. All right. Bye to everyone.